Vad är du? Vad gör du?
Jag försöker få ner toalettrullet till. Jag fick in handen men jag får inte ut det. Dra ut det så skär jag mig på en sån här kurt.
I'm taking it. I can cut. I can trim.
Down so you can take them. Yeah.
It'll come up exactly, but I can trim. I trim a bit of the edge off.
Yeah, I'll have a think about it.
Yeah, it's part of the arrangement.
Yeah.
It would fit on the stand if you wanted it
Yeah.
to, although...
That's good.
Right there.
Took a picture like that with the hats.
Oh yeah, they look great.
There's your dolls.
Yeah,
Close my legs.
great.
Took it from up high. So.
Yeah.
And
That's the one that's in the bed.
Harvey,
You know,
Yeah, the front using it.
it's just
Right.
yeah, that looks good. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So might as well take a picture. Better take.
Oh yeah. Yep, that's fine.
And this wooden. That wood. Probably take more than one. See, that's dark over there, but you can't see
Yeah.
that.
No.
If you look at that, it's
Yeah.
darker, but here's.
Yeah.
Like that. Now I've got the
Yeah.
at least the signs there,
Yeah.
so I can
Yeah.
see.
So then now.
Is that wood?
Yes. Some of the carvings and things actually have motifs of.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I'll cut the bottom off,
Yeah, yeah.
off there,
yeah.
on top. That's great. Yep. Excellent.
You have to say cheese, do we?
Put those watches in. You want to have a photo of those? The watches?
Yeah.
Man, that's special price. Yeah, I reserve the right to put them up if you put yours up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, I'll take a.
You want me to take them up? Yeah.
He's not here. Is this one of his? Not yet.
known to reach about 100. About 100. Of course, there's no bearing on Old Faithful reaching about 300. But we think it's rather special.
Stark.
Ovens, when we do a roast, we cheat. We put the meat in here for an hour and a half, then take it home and brown it off in the oven. That's the pressure. It's like if you don't make the skin out properly, you get burned. The best way to dry clean your pan is to steam clean it. Anything at all. You can cook your steamed pudding, corn. That's the cheesecloth we use, or mutton cloth. It's a muslin cloth. This pool actually enhances the flavour of the food. The corn, as it is, you won't taste any salt. It's as though you've grown it yourself, and it's fresh from it. With cabbage. No, what you do, when you use the steam box, you use what we did in the holiday pack. And if there's an extra one, what you do is make the children all sit together and share their whole lunch with each other. It's the easiest way of cooking.
And you have a good facial over there at the same
Oh,
time
yes.
with the steam, you know.
In the morning, even when we go for a bath, your skin is as smooth as a baby's. Even slippery as a needle. You know, when you bathe the baby, it slips out of your hands. We're like that when you get up in the morning, all the grey hair and wrinkles are back again. Right, you see. But this one in particular is used for making the modern fixer for the flax. The first dyeing process of the flax, and it's a tan dye. The other manuka, which are being cropped, like the taller ones at the back there, it's the oil from those that you buy, manuka oil. It's quite expensive. It takes a lot of varieties of flax, only about 4 or 5 are used for weaving the garments. This one here is very soft and pliable, and this one is used for making flax baskets. That sort of thing, soft weaving. The other one, what you want to see at the top here, is the one our ancestors would have used to make their garments. It all means language. In other words, the children are taught in the Maori language. And they don't have to be Maori children. It can be anyone who wants their child to learn the Maori language. It's the same as going to kindergarten. You go to Montessori and you learn all the preparing you for school. They have the Maori language in there, and when they come outside they have the English language. To remind them and let them know that they're multicultural and they're bilingual. And they also, one of the first things they start off with knowing the genealogy line, their grandparents, their parents, and then we won't take them any further than their grandparents, because it's too much for the little mind to hold. From that they learn the colours, and this tree is known as the kōwhai, or kohai, depending on the dialect of the tribe you belong to. And kohai means yellow. That there. The colours that our old people use are named for the different plants they got different things from. The flax is what we call karera. It's a darker green than kakariki. Kakariki is the green of the parakeet. That pretty shade of green, that is kakariki. The children use kakariki. In general, as we say, something is green. Doesn't matter if it's dark green, light green, whatever, it's just green. So that's kōwhai. The juice from the deadly nightshade, we call it poro poro. When it's ripe, you squeeze it and the berries are deep purple. That is why poroporo, which means the juice of the poroporo berry. It's that colour. That's how we got all our colours. Whero is red, and the sacred red is kura. That is blood red. And that's the colour of the sunset. And that's the things the children learn. And with those names go the stories of how those colours came to be. Got a much stronger feel to it. Now, whenever flax or anything was taken from the forest or the land, the old people always said prayers before they took it, because they belonged to creation. And whenever they took children out, and they did that all the time, took the young children out, the stories would go with it, plus this thing called conservation. And the fact is that you never cut this plant in the rain. You'll let the water in, it'll rot. And no one wants to be displaced through floods, even though it's a natural phenomenon. You never cut it when you're sick, because your aura has those breaks, and the plant will pick up your vibes, and it won't be very strong either. So that when it's cut on a fine day, it is cut on an angle like that. For the cutter, that represents like a peak. And the peak of your life is your family, the three that are left behind. The ones that come of a class as the ancestors, because the art is handed from generation to generation. The garments you wear are traditional. Our young children put them on and they pull up with pride. There's just something comes over them. The three left behind, the outer blade is the father embracing the mother who's giving birth to the next child. Because if you look at them, they overlap. And that's this thing called love.
Kia ora.
And I'm going to get them to do a demonstration for you on how to get at all that fibre and what they use it for. Okay, then?
Yeah.
I'll just sit over the unconscious brain then.
Okay.
Okay.
Kia ora, folks.
One of them is going to give you a demonstration on how
Yes,
to.
I think my Nano there explained the demonstration on the making of our dancing skirt, the pew-pew. Now the pew-pew simply means to sway to and fro. Now folks, this is not a traditional garment. It was only introduced at the turn of the century. Because you couldn't imagine our people running around in these garments in this type of weather. They'll be freezing. Now to make this particular garment, we would go and harvest a particular plant called the New Zealand flax, or the botanical name is Phormium tenax. Or else our people call it harakeke. Alright?
Just excuse us one moment, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, to make this particular plant, garment, you would have to pinch the rib and the edge of the plant so that you get two even blades, as they are always made in pairs, for the pure reason is if we happen to be entertaining, one falls off, we won't be exposed to the public. Now folks, to make the dancing skirt, our people would use this tool here called the New Zealand mussel. Now we would go into the sea, dive for these particular shell food, and then we would go and take the flesh from inside and eat it. And then we've got a utensil that can be a spoon, that also can be a knife. Our people would use this particular part of the shell just to cut through. But I like the other tool, the Stanley knife. It's a lot sharper and faster, so it's like that. Now, on the dull side of this particular plant is where I would score our pattern. So I have a board here that's already got marks on it, so what I'll do is just lay them down like so. Then I'll get my knife and then I would start to score my pattern. Now, not to cut too deep into the plant, or else I'll cut right through it, but deep enough that so that I can expose the fibre that I'm about to show you. Now I'll just quickly go through this one here, folks. Now the fibre that I'm going to show you, folks, all our men had to learn how to abstract it. For the pure reason is our women were too busy while they were making our garments, and so the men were taught the technique, because if we wanted to go fishing, we had to make our own lines and nets. So that is why we were taught the technique. Now, shell down, and we'll just remove that waxy film from the fibre. And there we have it. Now if you just pass that around, man, while I quickly scrape through the other one. So you can have a more feel of the fibre. Now folks, I made the scraping look really easy, didn't I? Well, I tell you, it wasn't. One day, I was going to visit my grandmother just to say hello to her, and I got greeted with one of these and 200 of these. So you could imagine my surprise. Then, I had to sit down beside her, and all she did was, this is how you do it, and dunk. So I was sitting there going, and every time I made a mistake, I got a clipping across the ears, because that meant she had to go out and cut some more flex to mark another one out. So I learnt pretty fast, I tell you. Now also folks, if you can see this yellow waxy film here, when we make our rain capes like this, we leave it as it is, because this part here is water resistant. When it rains, it just runs down the plants, and so we leave it on the capes. They act as a raincoat. Now, not only do we just make capes from this particular plants in our dancing skirt, but we make the mat that you just see on the floor here, baskets that you see displayed in here, as well as many other types of garments. Now I'll just remove the backs. And then we split them in half. Now the next part is, I'll just grab the CO here so you can see, as I roll up my trouser legs. I'm fortunate her legs look heavier than mine.
Just shush up, Billy.
So with just the dampening of the hand, the palm of the hand, we roll it down the leg like so, and then back up, and it just entwines like rope. Now we keep doing this. We use all the length of our fibre as this part becomes the waist belt. It's woven in like so. Now folks, after you've got that, for a 26-inch waistline, you need 240 of these strands. For the bigger person, you just have to keep scraping. Now folks, once you've got your 240 strands, you take them down into the hot pools, place them in for 5 to 10 minutes, pull them out and let them dry. In 12 hours time, they go from this green colour and flat shape to this cylinder to shape. We used to make our poise from these particular things, but now, since the introduction to the foam and the sponge, it's
timber. Now, just need to show you a couple of things. We use nature timber simply because of the fine nature of the grain, which allows us as carvers to carve with the grain, through it, against it. While we are doing that, the timber doesn't fluff up, chip, or worse, it will split. Okay? Now, if you're contemplating on buying one of these pieces, and it doesn't matter where you are in the country, according to MAF regulations, all the carvings have to be sealed in this manner. If they are not sealed in this manner, then they are classed as a raw product, and they will take them off you at the airport, folks. Okay? And folks, they do not give refunds at the airport. Secondly, to make sure that the carving you are looking at, to make sure that it's genuinely hand carved, all you got to do is look into the grooves here, and I'll pass it around, and you'll see all these little lines in there. That is the telltale mark of the chisel, as it's been tapped with the mallet. If it hasn't got those lines in there, then it is a mould, or it's been machine pressed. A couple of very simple things to look out for, as long as you know what. Use this one here, which is called matai. And that one there being passed around is called kauri. Now with the matai and the tawa, to mature, to be ready to be used for carvings, you're looking at a growth rate of around about 50 to 70 years. Okay, which is quite short really, compared to the other two types of wood we use. This one here, the totara, that takes around about 120 to 140 years to mature. The kauri, 1,000 years. Okay, 1,000 years for that wood to mature. So, with these three varieties here, of course, once it reaches that age, the tree does not stop growing. It'll keep going for hundreds and hundreds of years. This one here in particular, the kauri, we actually have a tree in the Waipoua forest north of Auckland. The name of that kauri tree is called Tāne Mahuta, which is our name for the god of the forest. They estimate that tree to be 2,500 years old. To give you some indication on how big that tree is, the base of it is half the size of the shopping. When you stand next to it, you're like this. Very small indeed. Okay, so it's seen a lot happen in its lifetime. Okay, the first piece, this one here, the tiki. To the Māori people, it symbolises the beginning of life. It depicts the unborn fetus within the mother's womb. It is a good luck charm to us, and it is something that we hand down from generation to generation. With the head and the tongue tilted to the side like so, and it doesn't matter whether it's to the left or the right, it means welcome. Unlike this one here with this gesture, the tongue pointed directly at you, that there is a sign of defiance, to challenge or to put fear into your enemy. This mask here, that is based on a 4th generation warrior. The generations you tell by the markings in the forehead. Each 2 lines there represents 1 generation. It's quite an easy carving to read. The one next to it, this mask, that one there is called a kōrero. We'll actually place that mask on the steeple of the marae, or the meeting house. So it overlooks the tribe and protects the tribe as a whole. When you see the split tongue in any carving, it represents someone who can speak from the physical and the spiritual world. In our culture we call that person a tohunga. The equivalent would be something like a medicine man, spiritual advisor. This carving here, folks, is called a manaya. This one here represents balance. It has the head of a bird, body of a human, tail of a fish. The head of the bird is much like the owl's head here, represents our spiritual being. The body of the human represents the physical world. The tail of the fish represents water, which is the balance in between. Okay? Our hook symbol, this is based on legend. And it tells the story of one of our ancestors, Maui, who fished the North Islander. But folks, just behind you on the back wall here, we have a panel that depicts Maui doing that actual feat. And as you can see at the end of his line there, the carved panels within the waves, that depicts the North Island that he is fishing out of the sea. So the hook symbol itself represents our land as a beginning, because of Maui doing that actual deed. It also symbolises strength, or what we call in our culture, kaha, kia kaha, which actually means be strong. Determination, prosperity and health. And it also gives you safe passage across water. So in that light, folks, a lot of fishing vessels actually have this symbol on board to protect them on their journeys across the oceans. The symbol you see up the top here, that represents Tangaroa, which is our name for the god of the sea. There's a lot wrapped up just in that little symbol there. This one here is called a marakiho. This one here is the protector and guardian of your home and family. Again, much like the tiki there with the tilted head and tongue, meaning a welcome. The 3 fingers that represent life, death and the afterlife, which actually coincides with our 3 colours, which are red, black, white. Red for life's blood, black for death of course, and white for the spirit. Now the feet are joined at the bottom of this particular carving like so, to represent unity within the home and family. The whole carving is twisted and construed. That's to show it has no skeleton, therefore can move through the walls of your home, okay, and protect every part of your family and home. The spiral patterns you see on this particular carving, they represent life force. So it's good to know that when you are away from your family and home, there's a good life force there protecting them.
See the brown colouring coming in the water there? That is the water fixer dye that flax. It comes from that plant there, or that shrubby manuka like what we saw down the bottom there. The tall one is for the oil, and it's also our yard brooms. We sweep the ground with it. One on the end here, get little tiny orange.
du börjat det nu? Det här är min make-up-spegel. Gissa vad det finns i korgen? Du filmar inte ens en gång. Det finns kaffe. Kaffe. Det... Adios. Ska jag berätta om tjuvfettan sen för er? Vad tufft de simmar. Det är som en tropé. Tycker om det här vattnet, ser du det?
Die bloeien omdat het zo warm is, de ondergrond warm is, hebben ze helemaal verschroeide poten. Ja, dat is wel mooi, ja.